Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Monday, August 10th, 2015. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris has announced that negotiations are underway with the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis toward the establishment of a fund specifically designed to come to the assistance of small businesses. This revelation was made during a local radio program hosted by Michael Powell on Friday. Prime Minister Harris was updating the listening audience on the activities that his government has undertaken since taking office. Prime Minister Harris revealed that his government is now proceeding with another initiative to put a sizable sum of money in Development Bank, specifically to assist entrepreneurs who want to stock out their shop, buy new parts to get their equipment up and going, and assist young artists who need to produce their videos and all these things to do their marketing. Prime Minister Harris says his government is in negotiations to get that money without it being a charge necessarily to the Treasury. The Prime Minister further elaborated that financial discipline will be one of the hallmarks of his government. He reflected that this was his legacy when he was Minister of Finance in 2008, when the budget attained a surplus of more than $131 million, and in 2009, when the surplus was more than $140 million. He says he will bring the same degree of accountability and fiscal prudence to bear to the management of the country's resources, because those resources are being held in trust on behalf of the people, and they must guard, utilize, and invest them even better than they would their own private money. The listening audience was also updated on the funding of establishment of the Sugar Workers Restoration Fund, the reform of the Citizenship by Investment Program, and St. Kitts and Nevis's improved relationship with the United States, Canada, and the European Union. International Youth Day is celebrated annually on August 12th and will this year be observed under the theme Youth Civic Engagement. According to Coordinator of Youth Development Zanella Claxton, Youth Civic Engagement is an umbrella term used to incorporate all the activities or areas in which youth can get involved in their communities. Claxton says her department has been bringing this awareness to the young people in the community.
The Department of Youth and Sports is promoting and raising an awareness of youth involvement in our community. If our young people don't feel a part of the community, they will act as though they're not a part of it. And I think that part of the push that we talk about crime and violence and other issues which affect our young people stem from the fact that our young people don't often feel part of their community. So we have been promoting youth civic engagement throughout the year. We're going to continue to do so. There are several activities or areas in which one can focus, and we have been focused on volunteerism. So we have built in volunteer opportunities in every single program that we have at the department.
Claxton says as part of the department's summer job attachment program, the participants have to complete 30 hours of community service each year. Additionally, as part of the Boys Choir program, the participants are encouraged to take part in various volunteer projects and services throughout the year. She outlined another area in which her department is trying to encourage more young people to get involved.
Another area which we have not had seen our young people very much involved in is the political aspect of it, and not in terms of running for politics, but in terms of promoting and pushing political change, legislative change, and approaching our government in areas that they think that young people need attention. And so that's one area that the Nevis Youth Council will focus on, increasingly so during this year as part of their civic engagement.
Coordinator of Youth Development in the Department of Youth and Sports, Zanella Claxton. Meantime, the Nevis Youth Council will soon be dissolved, and according to the Department of Youth and Sports Coordinator of Youth Development, Zanella Claxton, her department is putting a contingency plan in place.
Of course, we are very aware that the current Youth Council will be dissolved shortly because many of our executive members will be traveling overseas to commence their studies at various universities. However, we have plans in place, and you will be hearing soon about as I said, the General Assembly and election process. By the end of this year, we will ensure that we have revamped the entire youth council process and that the constitution has been changed to the point where we can be constitutionally aligned.
Claxton outlined the process of the elections.
We will have our community representatives who will form part of the General Assembly or General Body, and through these community representatives we'll have the election process for the executive. The executive then will have the opportunity to be part of the Caribbean Regional Youth Council and make waves regionally.
Positions to be filled include President, Vice President, Secretary, Assistant Secretary, Treasurer, Assistant Treasurer, and a Public Relations Officer. Persons who are interested in being part of the executive of the Nevis Youth Council should visit the Department of Youth and Sports to fill an application form. Still to come, Culturama Committee announces results of Cultural Street Parade. The details after this break.
Safe sex is the best sex.
No glove, no love.
Protect your pleasure.
Real men wear condoms.
It's your favorite DJ Kevy Kev saying, don't be silly, cover your willy. Boom.
This message was brought to you by the Nevis HIV/AIDS Coordinating Unit in collaboration with NTB-AIDS.
Hello, I'm King Astro, and when you want to eat local, the best place on Nevis to be is Rodney's Cuisine. At Rodney's Cuisine, you can get a sumptuous breakfast. You can get cornmeal porridge, oatmeal porridge, johnny cake and saltfish, eggs, and your choice of bush tea. For lunch, Rodney serves cornmeal and fish with local mutton, local beef and chicken with breadfruit, yam and sweet potato and fresh salad. On the weekend there's goat water, conch water, cook up, all done with Rodney's special flavor. Rodney also has refreshing Morby, sarsaparilla, ginger beer and other fresh fruit juices.
So the next time you see your partner, they can see Alisa Viagra.
I want you to try local. It's better to buy local and keep it cultural.
Welcome back. St. Kitts and Nevis will be under drought warning up to the end of October. That is according to a CARICOF Drought Outlook document. Based on the most recent analysis of the drought situation across the region, the indications at this time are suggesting a slight improvement as we move to the end of the wet season at the end of November. The main driver of this drought situation is the El Niño that is moderate at this time and according to some models may increase in severity as the wet season continues. This therefore will lead to a wet season with totals below the average of what we are normally accustomed to. Also, the analyses are indicating warmer than normal temperatures. This will increase the evapotranspiration rate and thus lead to less available water to replenish the water table. The implications of this will be far-reaching and would affect sectors including the water services and agriculture, among others. Therefore, it is advisable that the necessary preparations and precautions be instituted as the drought situation continues. Monthly updates on this situation will be provided as the region, under the guidance of the experts of the Caribbean Drought and Precipitation Monitoring Network in Barbados, continues to monitor the situation. The Nevis Culturama Committee has announced the results of the 2015 Culturama Cultural Street Parade through a release issued on Friday, August the 7th. According to the release posted on the Nevis Culturama Festival Facebook page, the 2015 winner of the fantasy segment is Circus Comes to Town by Island Tires and Hardware. Judged the first runner-up was Reigning Splendor by the St. James's Fun Lovers. The second runner-up position went to Soca Powers by S.L. Hosfer's Royal Rampage. Meantime, in the folklore segment, Sylvester's Masquerades was judged winner, while the first runner-up position went to the Cotton Ground Masquerades. Some 6 fantasy, 3 folklore, and 5 primary school troops participated in the Tuesday, August 4th Culturama Cultural Street Parade. As in previous years, the school-based troops were not judged, but each school will receive a monetary donation for its participation. The Nevis Culturama Committee takes this opportunity to thank all troop organizers and revelers for their participation in the Culturama 41 Cultural Street Parade, and wishes to thank all those who contributed to make the parade a tremendous success. That's it for this evening's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. Good night.